So they'll be calling you a radical. This is an important video, real important video. So the nuclear meltdowns that they've been covering up the whole time, it took Kevin Blanch a year and a half to convince everybody it was one meltdown. They just covered it up, wouldn't say it, wouldn't talk about it. It happened here. Okay, jet stream moves like this. Now when the meltdowns happened on March 11, 2011, a overpass that cars drive on landed here at Gold Beach, Oregon on March 17th or 18th, 2011. So everybody's talking China. China's on this side. That's the China Sea. The meltdowns happened on the Pacific Ocean side. So the jet stream moves this way. The ocean currents move this way. This is the area that has affected the greatest by far. So the tide pools collapse in 2011-12, as Kevin Blanch said. Salmon numbers are collapsed. I got a call yesterday talking about, we've been catching salmon. Well, you think it extincted them? Of course, there's still some salmon. I mean, just the numbers have crashed radically. And the smoking gun is the steelhead and salmon. They go to sea 1 to 2 years. So I says they'll start collapse in 2012, which they did. We collect all the data, all the way from the Kenai, all the way down here. They collapsed. The Jedediah Smith has no dams. And so the mighty Columbia, this whole drainage. I says the Chinook salmon will crash in 2016. Record numbers in 2013, 14, 15. Army Corps engineers on the Bonneville Dam takes down the life cam. Why 2016? Because they go to sea on average of 5 years. They live here. They don't live in rivers. They live here. They come home to spawn. They're born here. That's the only time they're here. They live in the ocean. So everybody's screaming about China, having a fit. China's on this side. Now, I can't even talk about where I believe the demic came from because we can't go there, right? Because Google, they know everything. So, okay, let me show you something. Now, the tank water started to be dumped, apparently, allegedly, on August 24th, 2023, correct? Okay, let's go here. This is an important video. Okay, Kevin Blanch's YouTube say. Let's start off here. Okay, this is real important. I leaked this out in 2013. Before the conclusion, I leaked it out early 2013. 2012, actually. Late 2012. I want you to see the names that are on this. Now, remember Ken Buesler is part of the machine. Miles O'Brien, Lake Barrett, Ken Buesler on PBS as of late. You know, he was out there all the time. Now, I want you to make sure you see that his name's on this study. Now, this is a Woodholes boat. This study was kept hush, hush, and quiet. When was this study? Let's read it. Where's your glasses? This is important, real historic important. Now, remember, this is the conclusion was leaked out. Who put it out? Because we have the JSTOR here. They tried to keep it. That's Europe. I'll post the links. This is important, historic video. It proves the propaganda machine lies. Now you can see the names. I've tracked down every one of them. I've tried to contact them in a very cordial way, every one of them, including the University of Arizona. These are international so-called scientists who aren't scientists. This is the abstract. Okay. Now, as you can read, radionuclides impacted the Fukushima Daiichi power plant accident. Okay, accident. On the distribution of the radionuclides in the seawater of the Northwest Ocean is compared with global fall from atmospheric tests and nuclear weapons versus in water column samples collected during the KOK international expedition carried out. Now this is important. June of 2011. Were analyzed for Cesium 134. Now here's the smoking gun. Cesium 137. Iodine 129. Hydrogen 3. And this is real important because Cesium 137's 30-year half-life only comes from a nuclear meltdown or fission event. It had to be some kind of exchange. Not natural. It's not natural. Okay, here we go. In-surface seawater, offshore Fukushima varied between 0.23 becquerels L, 0.0 becquerels, 0.15 becquerels respectively, at the sampling site about 40 kilometers from the coast of Fukushima, where all three nuclides were analyzed. The Fukushima impact on the levels of these three radionuclides represent an increase above the global fallout background by factors of above. What? Does that say what I say? What? 1,000 times? 50 times? And three times enough to scare the bejesus out of you. 1,000 times? The water column data indicate that the transport of the Fukushima derived radionuclides downward to the depth of 300 meters has already occurred. The observations of levels of water and compare predictions obtained at the ocean general collection indicates that now we know about the current. One of the swiftest rivers that acts as a southbound transport, which have been transported from the Fukushima eastward. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. So they went into Barack Obama stands right here on March 17th and gives a speech inside at the Rose Garden. Now remember RadNet, which is all over the country, were dishes. It was a website the government to trace radiation. It was really bolstered after 9/11 because they were afraid of terrorists, but it was always there and it got really big and powerful everywhere. Gina McCarthy had a RadNet immediately in 2011. Crashed RadNet, took it offline. People were leaking stuff to me saying they're picking up here. There's a milk study out of Cal Berkeley. A professor got in a lot of trouble that he was going to dairy farms and gathering it, and he was leaking it to me, and I was putting it online. So Obama says the plume is coming over us right now. I will keep you abreast. I will keep you in the know what I know. He was flown to South America with the whole contingency. Now remember, at the same time, Hillary emails got leaked out years later, the same day. Now whether it be Hillary or Hama said, the Fukushima plume is coming over us right now. Do not go outside. And if you have, play it safe, take a shower, and wash your clothes. Got to go talk to Henry before I go to Fukushima. She's the one that said she went to Fukushima and the whole world banned fish, produce, rice here. All of Asia did, and all of Europe did. Well, except for UK, Canada, the usual suspects. Whoever says it's fine, bring it on. We don't do any testing. I've proved that. Now stay with me. Typos collapse in 2012. Coincidence? No. Heat bubble over the Western United States, predicted by Kevin Blanch, 2011. Now stay with me. It gets better. This is an important video. Okay, let's go here. Radioactive rockfish infection plant prompts to suspend shipments. Radiation in recent catch 14 times safe over the safe limits for humans concerns. That's over the raised legal limits. Now let's read through here. When was this? The Minister of Health on Tuesday confirmed the catch of the south of the disabled Fukushima. Disabled. Don't you love that? Fukushima plant was brought ashore on January 26. This is 2022. 1,400 becquerels of radium per kilogram. 1,400. 14 times over the raised legal limits. The announced coincided with time was relaxing on the. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Now let's check the date. Let's get this right. The date on this is January 2022. Now remember, two years previous, high levels of cesium were also detected in white sea perch. Local fishing companies have had consultants conducted testing fish in 2010 in large stocks, with shipment state past containment tests permitted since February 2020. Now remember, this is 2022. Okay, this is 40 kilometers off, which is here. This is where they've caught. You catch my Japanese drift? Okay. Well, let's go here. We're not done. Here we go. Now we'll use the contemporaries version by The Guardian, which was, of course, reported by the South China Monitor first. Fukushima fish with 180 times legal limit of radiation season fuels water release fears. Now this is before the flush. The flush started August 24th, 2023. This is important. Stay with me. Raw fish caught on May 18th. May 18th. Now they didn't flush till August 24th. This is 2023. Have 18,000 becquerels per kilogram. Season 110% with a legal maximum limit of 100 becquerels. Now remember, they raised the legal. We don't even have a legal. That's the raised legal limits. So this whole, and this is 2023. So we have 2023, 880 times, so 18,000 becquerels. Now season 137 again comes only from one place, a nuclear fission meltdown event. It's not man-made. Okay, so that's May 18th, 2023. This is January, 14 times the safe limit, 1,400. Now, let's go back to this. Make sure we get this right. I don't want anybody. Where were these fish caught? These fish were caught here in the bay. Now again, this is before any dumping. Fish swim. Now remember the study I showed you from 2022, fish were caught here. Okay, the study I showed you from 2011 caught here. Now this is important. Jet stream moves this way. Ocean currents move this. Again, the bridge from Fukushima, Japan, overpass landed here on Gold Beach. Okay, so Kevin Blanch went to work from day one. These are full-blown meltdowns. They're lying. And I went to work. I went to work every day, all day. Here's my... By the way, I had a lot of people following me then with me. Let's see. Something, yeah, I know what I wanted to show you here. So I started doing the tide pool work. This is back before they sequestered me. Now I did tide pool work over and over and over. Let's go back here to this site, YouTube site. I want to show you something. This is important, my YouTube site. That's me walking the coast of California, dying of cancer, by the way. It's full of leukemia. Protesting live on set, CNBC in New York City. A lot of that I did. Here's my tide pool right at the top. These are all tide pool videos. 263 videos from 2013 all the way to this year, 2023, of extremely low tides. Those are great ones in Monterey, 2016. At historic low tides, I have hundreds of them. That's a good video right here. It's in San Mateo County, extremely low tides. You know, lots of beautiful work there. A lot of views. I mean, millions actually. Oh, I love her. She's the only one that would admit to me. That's it. In San Diego, out at Point Loma. She was great, by the way. She's the only one that could say, yeah, you're right, Kevin. Before Fukushima 2011, they were just loaded. It's a great interview with her. She talks about how loaded with them. She's talking about a professor carried out this giant crimson and put it on his chest in 2010. They're deader than dead there. I've been documented that it's historic low tide so heavily. Just incredible footage. I mean, so many great videos on the coast. And so, anyway, those are historic good videos. But it's right on my site. You can look. There's more good tide pool videos. You know, so, oh, I love that one. Rick Jordan made that. So, you know, had a lot of work. So this is important. Again, let's go back to this. Kevin Blanch hypothesized day one. I mean, I put a video up that day. Should we find that video? But anyway, that day. So they're lying. They're going to push it in the ocean. It's going to genocide the Pacific Ocean. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. They're going to cover it up. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was even one meltdown. This is extremely important because Camp Buesler is part of the machine. What holes? This would have never been out there if I wouldn't have put it out there. They had no intention of getting it out there. And then, because of the J story, they were all going to just keep it hush hush. They put it out after I got it out. And that's the abstract. You know, in the conclusion's out there. They say that there's no stopping it. KLK International Expo 2011 were analyzed. This is June of 2011. Again, at the sampling site, 40 kilometers from the coast, where the three radiotypes were analyzed, the Fukushima impact on the levels of the three radiotypes respectively had an increased global background factor of 1,000. The water column indicates the transport of Fukushima delivered radionuclides downward to the depth of 300 meters has already occurred. What do you think? It just went away? Do you think it just went away? So they went into cover-up mode. They slandered me, hired teams of trolls to go after me. There were literally dozens of Facebook pages and YouTube sites with my name 100% just to slander me, attack me while I'm in critical felonies. I got cancer in 2011, remember? I walked the entire coast. I walked from here to here multiple times, sleeping in a sleeping bag, dying of cancer. Everybody thought I'd die out there. I have a deadly form of leukemia, deadly form. I got in 2011. AML de novo, which there's really no surviving in per se. I was in a bone marrow. I went in the bone marrow transplant at 11. Just I mean, down to nothing. Pigment burned out of my eyes, my tongue. I mean, I've had open heart surgery twice. I got a pacemaker now. I mean, took out my gallbladder, took out my teeth. Just vicious fight I've been in 20 years. Me and her, in the Pacific Ocean. So I'll post the links again. So they started dumping, caught all the water. Okay, if that's the case, then how did this happen? 14 times, and that's in 2012, January 2012. That's a picture of them doing it. The Minister of Health Tuesday confirmed the catch from south of disabled Fukushima area brought ashore January 26, 2022. This was 14 becquerels of radiation per kilogram, far higher than, okay. That's in 2022. Let's use the panty-painted version, the Guardians. Oh, God. But at least it's out there. I'm the first guy that reported both those stories, both of them, long before these guys reported them. Hey, play back the tape, Your Honor. 180 times over the legal limits. 18,000 on May 18th. Now, this is an important date. May 18th, 2023. 180 times over the same. They supposedly didn't start dumping, allegedly, until August 24th. This is May 18th right here. Just removes here. Again, the bridge from Gold Beach. I mean, you talk to anybody. When I was walking, you wouldn't believe the debris I found. I have a Fukushima worker's helmet I found here in Pacific Beach. So, in science, coincidence doesn't get it. Tide pools collapsed. Salmon collapsed. We have all the data. We call that an outliner. We have 12 years of data. I mean, the Columbia River has gone with the takeout and the catch of 4 million, basically, to 400,000. The Kenai, the Chinook go to sea for 5 years. So all the data is here now. It's not Kevin Blanch's hypothesis. You know, hypothesis did it first. First you hypothesize the knowledge, then you do the field work. I did 12 years of field work. So I am the science. That's the science. I just showed you. You want the science? Why are they ignoring the science? There it is. Carry this knowledge around in your head and your DNA while you're fighting cancer and talk about the weight of the world with me. So why all of you ignoring the real science? We have the salmon data. You can plug a regressionary model into build your regressionary model. We have 12 years of salmon from the canine. Do I have to pull that up too? Here, hold on, let me do that. Okay, let's get this all the way done. Here's the Alaska salmon count. There's the website. I'll post that link too. The Chinook are they're the mighty beast. This is your biggest Chinook river in Alaska. They haven't updated since July 20th, but I called them on the phone. They says, no, there hasn't been any. That's the number, 31,500. I mean, do you know how pitiful the number is? See if we can get an older date here. Chinook. Let's go back to 2010. No, they don't have no records for 2011. Let's see if we can get that on the K9. Anyway, you can work it and go through it. So let's go to the Oregon one. Look, one hand. Oregon's 7-day fish count's the way to find it. Now, I used to call them constantly and hold their feet to the fire. You know, in those days, I'd call them on video, as I called them. You know, Army Corps engineers, Oregon overrode them, and they used to laugh at me. The Oregon doesn't laugh at me anymore. It's Prime Day weekend, so of course you're catching some. There's some. Anyway, I'll post the links. Having trouble with the website. What else is new? Jeez. Oh boy. Again. Well, I'll just post the links. You can go through them, and it'll give you the updated data. Here we go. Right now, today, we have 490,000. Adult Chinook over the Bonneville. 490,000. This is with no commercial fishing out in front. So what did we have in 2015? Because I go to sea 5 years. It's the first year before they crashed. With the takeout, we had 4 million. You heard me right, 4 million. So anyway, you can work it. You can go through it, and the data's all there. Here we go. Okay, it's a little slow. So the data's all there every day. You start plugging in numbers. It takes some time to work it, but you can pull up graphs, you can pull up data, you can pull up all of it. And I'll post all the links. So again, 2011 1,000 times. 2022, 14 times over the safe limit. 2023, 180 times. This is before any dump. Okay. And again, the fish count numbers, they're all there. They've from 490,000. This is with no fishing. Or no gill netting in front, which they take off 50%. They've crashed so radically. So the data's all there. So if you run regressionary models on the salmon, on the wells, on the tide pools, which all the data, Kevin Blanch has presented all the data, it's all there. You can plug in we have enough data, you can build a computer model, and the regression model will deviate from the mean, just go crazy. Smoke will come out of your model, take any bias out, and it'll point to an outlier in 2011. It's unarguable science, absolutely unarguable science that we have an outlier. That's what we call it in science. Unarguable science. The heat bubble of the Western Eye, the collapsed tide pools, the salmon collapse, the well collapse, all of it. The anchovies, the sardine collapse, the sills collapse, the birds collapse, all of it. The data exists. It's not gradual. It's off a cliff in 2011. And any computer model will show you that the outlier is 2011. Unarguable documented science that the outlier is 2011. Unarguable. So we have to start looking for the culprits. Something radical changed and happened here in 2011. Did a meteor strike Earth? Here. Did 800 exxon Valdez? Oh, 3 nuclear meltdowns here. Full cores, and we've never got near the cores. We're the cores. 8 Smith fuel poles blown. As I said, March 2011. Stay tuned.